Welcome to our second showbiz video, and we're going to kick off straight away with the story that is trending everywhere, Kanye West and his comment on slavery.
Couldn't quite believe this when I heard it.
When we saw it, we couldn't believe it, and the outrage right across the world has been loud and clear. But we thought we want to watch the film because we don't want to just have...
No, and if I'm honest, my hunch on the whole thing is it can't be all as it seems.
How could anyone
say something so ridiculous? So let's have a look for ourselves.
I don't think people necessarily understand what happened last week with the Great Make America Great Again hat. What are you trying to do with the message you're sending?
Well, it was really just my subconscious. It was a feeling I had, you know, like people were taught how to think, we're taught how to feel. We don't know how to think for ourselves. We don't know how to feel for ourselves. People say feel free, but they don't really want us to feel free. And I felt a freedom in, first of all, just doing something that everybody tells you not to do. I just love Trump. That's my boy. Like, you know, it's like so many rappers. You'll look at a video of Snoop Dogg loving Trump, but then he get in the office and now they don't love him. Like, Trump is one of rap's favorite people, right?
But we talked about this, that before he was elected president, people in hip hop, it was an in thing to put Donald Trump in your rhyme somewhere.
And by the way, I am in hip hop, but I'm not just in hip hop. I'm a black person in the black community, but I'm not just that. I feel like one thing is people try to minimize me to artists, hip hop, black community. I'm always gonna represent that, but I also represent the world. When you hear about slavery for 400 years, that sounds like a choice. Like, you was there for 400 years and it's all of y'all? You know, like, it's like we're mentally in prison. I like the word prison because slavery
Can I just pause for a
goes
second? Is this what he's saying? I don't know. Should we only gain our identity from 400 years of slavery? Is that all that makes us who we are? Are we not more? And is that...
Well, that's a stupid... I mean, that'd be very offensive, wouldn't it? Of course people aren't.
It's like slavery, Holocaust Jews, slavery is blacks. So prison is something that unites us as one race. Blacks and whites being one race. That we're the human race. Do you feel that I'm feeling, do you feel that I'm being free and I'm thinking free?
I actually don't think you're thinking anything. I think what you're doing right now is actually the absence of thought. And the reason why I feel like that is because, Kanye, you're entitled to your opinion. You're entitled to believe whatever you want. But there is fact and real world, real life consequence behind everything that you just said. And while you are making music and being an artist and living the life that you've earned by being a genius, the rest of us in society have to deal with these threats to our lives. We have to deal with the marginalization that has come from the 400 years of slavery that you said for our people was a choice. Frankly, I'm disappointed, I'm appalled, and brother, I am unbelievably hurt by the fact that you have morphed into something, to me, that's not real.
That's giving me goosebumps.
Bro, you gotta be responsible, man.
Bro, I'm sorry I hurt you.
You gotta be responsible.
I'm sorry I hurt you, bro.
Bro, your voice is too big. You got...
Oh, why didn't they let us see the end of that?
I want to know what he said there, because I think he was genuinely...
What did he say?
I think he was genuinely sorry.
Now, I am no fan of Kanye West, okay? I don't know his music. I've heard bits
a lot of what he said is ridiculous.
I've heard bits and pieces of what he says, and he always sounds like a complete egomaniac. But I'm going to say something now, and this is just in my opinion, lawyers out there, that looks to me like a man in a mental health crisis. You know, I read that he also spouted off about Rob Kardashian, saying that he'd had liposuction because he didn't want to be accused of being fat, and that he was supposed to take 1 opioid, then he took 7 opioids, and now he's back to 1. He was in a very confused looking state, and I think his argument was confused.
Well, his argument was flawed from the get-go. I mean, there's nothing about what he's saying that is correct. I do think that he conflated such a heavily sensitive and loaded subject, and he tried to suggest that we shouldn't be identified only in terms of slavery. And I think the guy in the TMZ offices was clearly, you know, his argument's a very powerful one. You know, on a day-to-day basis, we are still living in the aftermath, the shadow, and watching the ways in which slavery have fed into
And
every
you,
part of life.
as a genius,
Yeah.
living in your multi-million pound home in the hills,
easy to
have
say.
lost sight,
Yeah.
and that your voice is loud and you mean something to us, and you have just, I just want to cry as I'm repeating what that guy was phenomenal.
It was amazing.
But
His name.
I think Kanye was being
Van Lathan.
I think Van Lathan. I think either Kanye was in a mental health crisis, or his ego is so off the scale that he's not even realising what he said. And that man touched him, and that man got to him.
But I would be really
What's his
interested
name?
to know Van Lathan. Van Lathan. But I'd be fascinated to know what happened in their exchange afterwards, because
why can't we see that bit?
if he was genuinely sorry and if he then resolved it, then that's a part of the story too. And this is what gets me about the press, is that perhaps they cut the cameras at that point because it resolved itself.
So, did anyone in America see this live? Because obviously we're here in London and we can't see the end of that. We'd love to know. Please leave your comments below. What actually happened afterwards?
But I am really genuinely going to say, I think from Kanye West's point of view, he was trying to suggest that as a black artist, he shouldn't be pinioned into thinking of himself or doing what he wants to do in one way. But I think he chose the most ridiculously cack-handed way of going about saying it.
He got his knickers in a
In a
right
total
twist. I think he was punching above his weight with the intellectual argument he was trying to pose. I think he didn't have actually the ability to do it. So I don't think you're actually a genius, Kanye. So
No.
You're just a bloke who sings quite well.
A story that's kind of related, it's in the same family. I mean, you can clarify this for me. Kylie Jenner, she is in the same family, isn't she?
Kylie Jenner is his sister-in-law, the youngest of the Kardashian Jenner children. What do they call her? Makeup mogul. She is a multi-millionaire.
What, does she run a business?
Yeah, she had her lips done. I don't think she's allegedly.
When you say lips done, what do
she
you
had
mean?
very thin lips, and now she's got really big lips.
Right.
But we can only say allegedly had
Oh,
her
okay,
lips done.
okay.
And then she's made millions through her lipsticks and makeup
Okay.
and clothes. And she had a baby 3 months ago.
Yep.
And today, and she'd kept her pregnancy secret the whole
Right,
time. We didn't
right.
see her for the
Okay.
whole pregnancy.
It's all very exciting.
Yeah. And her baby Stormi.
Stormy?
She has
What, as in
released-
stormy weather?
Yeah, she has released a picture today of Stormi, of a little Stormi sitting
look.
up.
Oh.
And you know what? It's interesting because
Isn't
the
he
children
cute?
are called.
Is it a he or a she?
It's a she, Stormi. Stormi.
You're saying it like Stormy's automatically a girl. What is
Well,
Stormy?
apparently they chose Storm, but then Storm didn't feel right, so they changed it to Stormi.
So Stormy is a girl's name?
Yeah,
So, but if they called it Thunder, it would be a boy's name.
probably. Lightning would be a girl.
So there's gender-orientated weather names.
There you go. And there she is, the little darling.
Oh, very sweet.
The little sweetie.
Very sweet.
It's a bit of an odd top.
Yeah, it's peach-coloured, isn't it? Yeah,
Is
very
it?
sweet.
Rust. That looks a bit like a tea towel.
Do you think she's sort of shocked she's entered this world? Do you think they have any knowledge at this stage that
She's
they're in this
got
world?
no idea.
What has Stormy got coming for her?
She doesn't know that her
Mum doesn't know.
uncle is kicking it up at the TMZ offices.
No, really doesn't. No. Okay, so that's the story. What she's
Well,
just
this is, but to be honest,
Instagrammed
Mark,
her baby.
because you don't know anything about Kardashians, Jen, this is a massive
So
story.
yeah, but I'm keen to know the DNA of a story like this. So this will presumably be everywhere, and everyone will be talking about it. And what will they be cooing over? Will people be having babies called Stormy?
Oh, I think Stormi will be a name.
Stormy
that is
will be
used.
coming in.
Yeah. that is
What
used
are her
often.
siblings?
Apparently, Kylie's mum, Kris Kardashian, allegedly is not happy about the name at all because of Stormi. Stormi.
Oh, Stormy, Trump Stormy.
Yeah, because
Well, that's
she
the only
named her
Stormy
it
I
before
know.
that was all out.
Oh
Exactly.
my God! Yes, of course. I wonder who came up with it though, because we always argue about who came up with Maddie and Kiki's name, don't we? You always claim it was you, I always claim it was me. So everyone will be very excited. We're going to have loads. So basically, there's going to be loads of Stormies in about 12 years running around the playground.
And she's also said she loves every single second of motherhood. It hasn't impacted her on the way that people
bet she
say it
does.
does.
I bet it doesn't.
She loves cleaning nappies because she just adores it. She's just the happiest mom.
How wealthy is she?
Oh, millions upon millions upon millions.
Right, okay, so of course she enjoys motherhood. Anyone can afford to enjoy motherhood if you've got millions and millions and millions and enormous lips. Ashley Graham, introduce me to Ashley Graham.
Ashley Graham, we all love Ashley Graham, all the girls do in this house. She is a plus size model, what they call
Very
these
pretty.
days. She's absolutely stunning, and today there have been these multiple unretouched photos of her
Wow.
in various swimsuits and bikinis.
Okay.
She is an absolute goddess. Photos have rolls of fat, they have cellulite, but this girl is super fit. She's in the gym, she's a massive gym goer, she eats brilliantly. She's just a big girl and she owns it.
And what's the
now
story
apparently
today?
her mother never said a negative thing about herself ever in front of Ashley. So the story goes. So Ashley's always grown up just thinking that she's very beautiful, which of course she is.
She is very beautiful.
And she doesn't agree with touching up. So all these pictures released today, there's no touch up.
And
so
what's
you
the
do
story
see
today? She's
cellulite.
there, presumably they're attached to a swimwear line
Yeah.
that she's launching or something. Yeah.
But she wanted it to do differently. She wanted the flaws. She wanted her flaws to be shown. She's a top model judge as
Right.
well.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to look for the picture. So there she is, looking mighty fine. You see, we know that would all be airbrushed out normally, wouldn't it? And when do you ever see anyone showing their cellulite? It's actually no slimming down of the legs, you see. Have a think as a man, have you ever
No.
seen a model's photo with that?
No, I haven't. I can see that would be
And yet-
incredibly liberating.
And yet an enormous number of women have cellulite, even thin women have cellulite, but it has become a thing, an absolute no. And I wish I had the courage to get my cellulite out and show it like that.
So this must be. So is this? I mean, she's obviously well established, Ashley Graham. So is this something quite radical and new that's going on?
absolutely radical.
Here's my worry about a story about this. I think it's really good. I think it's really important. I can see why it's really empowering. But is there not a danger that Ashley Graham will be this generation's Sophie Dahl? And sort of, there's always one person that's the exception to the rule. There's always someone who becomes a figurehead, and there's always someone who gets away with it. And with all due respect, she's also absolutely stunning. So for anyone who's not, I mean, look at her face. It's like it's carved out of stone. It's beautiful. And her shape, albeit larger than the waif-like supermodels you're used to, is nigh on perfect too. So, women with real bodies, with bumps and lumps in all the different places, I think I would have thought that would be more empowering to see someone like that. Whereas I feel she's become a sort of mascot that will keep people at bay for a while.
No, I don't think so, because
No?
Maddie and I, that's our daughter, our 15-year-old daughter, had loads of conversations about Ashley, and she really does empower her. Because you say that because you are not you're not a body fascist, but there's an awful lot of people that would go, she's got a lovely face, but look at her body. She's been going now for years, and
well,
she
then
shows
it's got to be a good
so
thing.
I think, yeah, she does get negative stuff, believe you me.
Does she?
People do say, we don't want to see this, but also it's really clever because she's selling swimsuits, beautiful swimsuits. Because usually you would look at a swimsuit like that and I'd say, well, I've got cellulite, or I've got
Sure.
big thighs, and I go, wow, she looks great.
She reminds me of your body shape. I mean, so is it wonderful as a woman to look at someone
Yeah.
like that and say, oh wow, that's catering
Yeah,
for
I
me?
want more of that. She's not unhealthy, she's not overstuffing and not exercise, she's just a bigger woman.
Yeah.
And great in her own skin. And please press the subscribe button and the notification bell.
Oh, the notification bell. Yeah, I literally didn't know what that was. I always forget to press the notification bell. Sorry.
Never forget your notification
I need
bell.
a notification bell.
And your subscribe button. Ta-da!